So I'm going down the Reddit uh, rabbit hole, which is, and I'm going through the am I the a-hole for suggesting my mother get a job? Um, and the user the poo did this is suicide. Yes, interesting username. Okay. Um, My mother is in a financial bind at the moment. She is currently going through a divorce with my father, who has been the breadwinner for their entire relationship. She wants to move out and fresh start. This has caused my mother, who has no money, to reach out to me to cover her bills. I covered her cell phone bill, and I'm in the process of moving her wireless account over to mine. I've also paid for her attorney fees for consultations. I told her that I would cover her rent for the new place. But let's skip over blah 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 things like gas, food, electricity. Um, they're realizing those other things have to get paid for. Her mother is looking for a place that's in a small town. For a nice place is around $3,000 a month. Um, the child, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, did tell the mother that they would be fine covering the rent for her new place, but they would like to see her get a job to pay for her other bills. Mother didn't take this very well. She told me that since she's in her mid 50s, she shouldn't have to work a $10 an hour job. And says she's pressuring me to give her money to start a business selling on some whatnot website. I don't know what that is. I told her that was not a good idea and she should focus on her mental health first. I told her starting any sort of business right now is such a bad idea. She's very against getting any sort of job, but I told her that is a non-negotiable for me to pay her rent. She's very upset that I would even bring up, am I the a-hole? I'm just gonna read a couple. Now, if she's been a stay-at-home mom to a high-paying man for years, she's due alimony, in which the um, Reddit user said that they're in the process of finalizing things with the divorce and all that stuff. So, but in the meantime, you know, they need to get started on getting her a place to live and all that stuff. So they're in the process of getting that alimony and divorce thing stuff settled. Uh, some people are saying don't pay for that. Your dad may even try to use that to reduce the alimony. She needs to be working with a lawyer, and if she wants you to help, you need to know it. You need to know information from that lawyer. Somebody else said, do not get her a luxury apartment. Get her a decent, reasonably priced apartment. Given that she has no current income, she will not likely be able to rent a place on her own. That means she has to get you to co-sign a rental agreement, which means you have the final say on what apartment she gets. $3,000 a month is outrageous. It absolutely is. Even if she gets alimony, $36,000 per year is some people's annual salary. Unfortunately, your mom is going to have to learn how everyday people live, that part. Um, Somebody else said, even if it is, it will only be for a couple of years. I'm assuming they mean the alimony. It's not the 70s anymore. Alimony today is intended only to allow you time to get trained for you to get your own job. So unless mom, who is in her 50s, expects to die soon, she'll be getting a job eventually anyway. So she might as well bite the bullet now. Mm-mm. I'm more concerned at why you would spend $3,000 a month for rent in a small town for a single person. My three-bedroom house in a major city suburb costs less than that in rent. If you're willing to fork that out, why not just get a modest $1,500 a month and give her an allowance? Makes sense. Beggars can't be choosers. Nope, not your problem. Let her figure it out and don't fund the foolishness. Sometimes we just have to let people fail so they wake up. And the Suicide Eye says, are you saying not to help her with anything at all? The person answers back, yep, don't help her until she's willing to help herself. She doesn't get the luxury of you paying her rent for her to live in an upscale place. Oh, somebody else. Single mothers work if they want to take care of their kids and their bills. her being in her 50s doesn't matter. People are working in their 70s and she can too. If that is a $10 an hour job, then she better get to it. Some money is more than no money, 100%. Um, what did she do before she married your father? What about alimony? Will she be getting child support? It's great that you want to help her and you're asking her to get a job to help out, but she shouldn't be the problem. But it sounds like your mother is trying to make you her unofficial husband that will now take care of her. Facts. Mm. She was in the workforce before she married my father. Once they married, my father took care of everything and she no longer worked a traditional job. She took care of raising the kids. I do think that alimony and child support will come into play here, but I don't know when it will be. So yeah, definitely, I think that's really, really important. And I was always told this to have your own money, work, and even if you are a stay-at-home mom or just stay-at-home wife, to always have money. If you get an allowance, always put money aside for these rainy days, whether you choose to let your husband know or not. That's everybody's different. Some people are like, yeah, I have a nest egg, he knows about it, or no, he doesn't have a nest egg. That's your decision to make. um, you should have money put aside that is in your name only and only you have access to it. It is so dangerous to be reliant on a man to take care of you in this day and age, when you, even if you agreed before you got married, when we get married, babies come, I'm going to stop working. And it's not even of you guys getting divorced. What if he dies? Because a lot of people don't have life insurance. What are you going to do? You need to have money, and this is for everyone, but especially if your career is now being a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife, you need to have resources of your own. It's so dangerous to rely on somebody else to take care of you 100% financially. And even if you're not working, say you are I'll just throw this out because I was just looking at another Reddit feed. For example, if you're a nurse, even if you're not a nurse anymore, keep your license up. And I think you can't just keep your license with nursing. I believe you have to work a minimum amount of shifts a month, I think. So you will still have to work a little bit, but just keep your license up and work the minimum amount of shifts, even if his income is going to be the most. And I don't know how you're going to work out childcare, but don't let your license go. I think in other careers, you don't have to work to keep your license. You don't have to have a minimum to keep your license. But say, for example, if you're, I don't even know what else would be a license. Like a lawyer, yeah, a lawyer, and you're going to be a stay-at-home mom, keep your license up. I don't know if I'm using the right career. I don't know if lawyers need a license, but we'll just say that for the sake of this. Or real estate, that's not perfect. Real estate, keep your license up, keep your licenses up. If you have to work a minimum in your field, work that minimum and then go back to being a mommy. In this day and age with the how the economy is, or the hiring is so low right now, or they are hiring, but they're paying the bare minimum, how expensive housing is, transportation, food costs. Keep your nest egg, work as little as you can if you have to for your career to keep your license active, and or if you don't need to work a minimum, just keep your license active. I don't care if you haven't worked in your field for 10 years. Keep your license active. If you need to do another field, say it's like IT, for example, if you're in IT and you haven't worked a corporate job forever, there's always IT and coding and things like that. We're always being updated. Keep getting your certificates updated. Keep taking your night courses. If you have to take a night course every year and a half, keep yourself updated, because if you have to step back into the workforce, you want to be able to step back in with as few barriers as possible. Yeah, and it's not, absolutely, you are not the a-hole for not wanting to take on the full responsibility of your mother, because she's only in her 50s. She can work.